Hi YouTubers, van dwellers, converters. This is my second video, my conversion. It's my first time. It's not easy. If it was, everybody would do it, I suppose. So, the C word, condensation, last night. Let's get back to the first video. Well, the first video, I just ordered my sound deadening and I had 7 weeks to convert my van, to finish my van. It didn't happen. I was nowhere near. It was just a van with a bit of wood on the side, if I'm honest. About 3/4 of the way up, the ceiling wasn't done. It was a van, just a van. Anyway, condensation. So last night, got into bed and I could smell something. You know that smell, that horrible manky smell. I looked down here, the side of my mattress at the back of my van here, up to the side there where my mattress goes. It was all a bit damp, darker wood, kind of, you know. There were a couple of little mould spots on there, not massive, just a, you know, proper caught it just in time. So it's my own silly fault. Put this wall in. This is the back of the van. That's where the double doors are, at the back of the van. It's just 9mm ply. So what I've done is I had some of the vapor barrier bubble wrap left, so I have spray glued a load of it on there on the other side, and hopefully I'll stop it. And if it doesn't, then I'll have to batten it out and get some more of the insulation stuff that I've been using. I've been using the recycled bottles for the places in the van that I know will never be welded. Basically above waist height is insulated with the bottle stuff. And then it's king span everywhere else, and expanding French filled gaps, cleaned out nicely. And that with kitchen knife. If you ever have to cut foam or your bed, anything like that, kitchen knife. Kitchen knife is always the best. Luckily the bottle stuff, although it is messy and you do get the strands everywhere, all in the dog's faces, fur, and you know, it gets in their eyes and everything, so I had to get everything done pretty quickish to stop that from happening. But I'm hoping in the morning now that is not going to be darker and damp, so we'll see. But there is some things that you should know. For instance, if you're doing your ceiling, I've put some of these in temporary to hold it up to make sure everything fits nice and securely. Now I should take it down and put it in properly. Issue is that behind the wood obviously is the vapor barrier, and then the insulation, and then the body. It would have been, or it should be, battened so no screws come through the vapor barrier. So you will need to batten to the side of your van, to each panel. I marked my van on the sides. I mean, I've filled it in now because they covered it over with wood, I should say, not filled it in. But these strips of steel, they're the main body of the van. There's one down there somewhere, and then there's another one down there near the diesel eater. Same both sides, obviously, it's mirrored. And then they go straight over the top. So what you want to be doing is battening to that insulation vapor barrier. Then when you screw your cladding or your ply first, which I did, I put my ply panels back on and then cladded to it, because I only used the thin cladding. I think it's 8mm or 9mm, is it? Whatever. But anyway, it is quite flimsy when you get it out. And I thought to myself, you know what, this is going to be a bit shit. But when you slot it all together and that, it does hold its strength pretty well, to be fair. Look, it's I know, because I've got the board behind it, I know that. But yeah, I mean, it's not brilliant everywhere, like I say, because it's my first time. I have got a little bit of a gap up there, look, which I can just fit my little finger in. So I'll have to get a little bit of an edge for that, I suppose, or put something over it. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, to be honest, at the minute. But yeah, condensation. So if you do pierce your vapour barrier with the screw, the condensation will never go away. You will always get condensation on the end of that screw. It could be soaking your boards from the other side, from the body side, without you knowing it, and obviously it's 9mm thick or whatever. If you use a 6mm, it's still 6mm thick. It's quite thick for a little drip of water. How long is it going to take a drip to get through 9mm? It's going to take a while. So by the time you realised, your van's had it, and you'll need to strip it back out. So take it from me and everybody else that knows about it, do not pierce your vapour barrier and put a screw to the main body, because the thermal I forget things. Well, this is what I do. I'm talking, I forget while I'm doing it. After my accident, I think. Yeah, but vapour barriers, yes. So don't pierce it. But anyway, well, other things, what you'll need to know, what I wish I'd have known before I'd started, is your bed has to be just under 1.75 meters. So it wants to be 170 centimeters, or 1,700 mil from end to end, to get registered into a pop camper. Sorry about that, you'll have to bear with me on that. But yeah, yeah, if you want it converted, if you want it on your logbook as a camper, you'll need to do that. There's some other things that you'll need to do as well. On the side of your van, it only has to be one side of the van. You will need 2 windows. This does not include your driver's or passenger door. So if you've got a side door, which the new rules you will need to have, and your van will need to be a high top. So 2 windows, one side. Doesn't have to be both sides. I don't think there's any stipulation on what size windows, as long as they are windows and it doesn't look like a normal van, a normal panel builder's van or whatever. For emergency services, have to differentiate between a normal van and, you know, something that might be carrying LPG and diesel and other hazardous materials that you carry normally. Your van will need to be either 2-toned, or you will need camper decals. Cooking, you will need either a cooker, a 2-hob burner, or a microwave. I'm pretty sure it is a 2-hob burner for it. Water, you will need to contain water. You don't need running water, you just need containers with water, maybe a little whale pump to get it into the systems, into the system for the tap and stuff. Yeah, what else? Hot water, yeah, that's it. I think that's it. So, yeah, as you can see, last time I did the video, I was doing my sound deadening. I bought Dodo because I was watching I forgot what they're called. You know, Summit Project. Anyway, Dave used it, so I thought, well, there's nothing worse than a rattly old monkey van, is there? So I'll get some of that on. So I did. You just get enough. So you will need to work out if you buy a roll, because it's 50 quid a roll. I did run out at the last, at the last bit, and decided to leave my side. Well, I didn't run out, because now the new laws come out, if I'd have put it on the side door, sliding door, I would have actually removed it anyway, because the windows needs to be fitted eventually before I get to register as camper. So as you can see, it's come a long way. I've got my hole in the front, totally by mistake because I locked my keys in the cab. And I wanted to see the lake and all the geese and swans and birds and yeah, so bit of a boo-boo there. Luckily I took the steel bulkhead out, or that would have been a nightmare. But anyway, all's well that ends well, eh? So as you can see, I used Kingspan. I used 50mm for the sides, I used 25mm for the floor, and I used expanding foam to fill the gaps. All the little bits in between the panels where you get the holes in the panels, like there. I just filled it with the recycled bottles that I got from B&Q, unsponsored. I've spent loads of money down B&Q. I dread to think how much money I've spent down B&Q. She offered me one of them, you know, them loyalty card things yesterday. Said I wish I'd have got one of them a couple of months ago. You'd have owed me a wedge. But anyway, there you go. So back to this. So I've got the insulation. I've done all that, and I also used the recycled bottles for the ceiling as well. It is 100mm, but it's quite squashable. So you know, a little tip for you. When you do the ceiling or the side panels, if you use this bottle stuff, it might be a good idea not to put it anywhere where you think the van might have to be welded in the future. You might want to buy some ceramic foam stuff for these areas to stop you from setting your van on fire if you ever need to repair it, or if you ever get it repaired by me. But it does squash up. But back to that, what I was saying is the bottle stuff on the ceiling. Now the steel structure of the van that goes across that we fixed to, I did have a bit of problem when I banged the screw, the self-tapper, through the plastic bottle foam stuff, insulation. All it wanted to do was wrap round my screw and take it off course, and then jam in there with like the size of a 2p's worth of crap on the other side of it. So obviously you can't pull it back out, so you have to unscrew it back off. So if you're doing your ceiling with the bottle stuff, I would avoid getting it near the members that cross over the van, to stop that, because it is a nightmare. I did try to drill it first and then put a normal screw through to get rid of the self-tapping idea, but I put a 3mm screw bit through it and it just snapped them straight off, 3 of them, one after another. So I don't think there's any more tips that I can think of at the minute. It is a lot of work, isn't it? It is a lot of work. It is. But it's good. It's good. Good. Yeah. So, that's that for this. It's Halloween today, so we're at the end of October. I've still not made it to Scotland to see my sister. She's been up there a while now. I really would like to go up there for Christmas dinner, because she always cooks Christmas dinner. But now she's miles away, you know. I have to cook my own, and I'm not going around my mother's. No way. No. We used to hide our food. Well, I used to hide my food. I used to feed the dog under the table, and then hide my food in my pockets and give it to stray dogs. It's bad, isn't it? I know it's bad, but let's just say that she weren't the best cook, or let's just say she isn't the best cook, because she still does cook, kind of. My dad cooks too as well. He was cook in the forces, so he makes you enough for about 20 people, being a cook for 400 people. But yeah, that's where I've got up to now. It has been a mission, it's been a learning curve, you know. If I've tapped on anything that you found helpful, I'd appreciate it if you click a like and maybe a subscribe. I'll try and put some more interesting things on here to help everybody out, and that as I learn on myself. It is a big learning curve, you know. If it was easy, everybody would do it. So, from me and Dusty, who's recovered from her operation now, I wish you a very fond farewell. Take it easy.